LeBron James. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of
Sticky Notes Podcast.
Thank you guys for sticking around. This is going to be a pretty interesting podcast. We're going to talk about Mr. LeBron James, who I think, in my opinion, thinks that he owns the NBA. It's not the NBA. It's LeBron's NBA.
LeBron BA.
He's the commissioner.
LBA.
He's the he's the commissioner. I believe he is.
Yeah, so a video came out, I guess, during a timeout during the Lakers game the other day. LeBron had a little bit of a confrontation with Stephen A. Smith. I guess he didn't like some of the things that Stephen
A very
A. Smith,
unprofessional conversation.
had
He
said
needs to
about
worry
Bronny.
about the game at that point. LeBron?
I mean, I was trying to find what Stephen A. Smith said about
James.
Bronny that needed to have a conversation. I couldn't find anything.
At that moment is not the time to confront an NBA analyst.
LeBron BA. All he did was talk about Bronny's skills as an NBA player. He
All
didn't
he
say
did was do
anything
his
personal.
job.
Yeah. And I just feel like at the end of the day, your son has made the decision with, I'm sure you encouraged him and pressured him to be in the NBA. So of course people are going to talk about you. LeBron knows all about that, especially when you're not doing as well as everybody expected him to do. And I feel like LeBron is partially at fault for that because he has tweeted over the few years about how good Bronny is and how he's going to come in and like destroy the NBA. And then he came in and LeBron BA. I think a lot of people had higher expectations of him.
He can't go around smacking people's asses whenever they say something about Bronny James. Like, is he going around and, giving people trophies when they say good things about him? He should never confront anybody. That was very unprofessional.
That, and you can't pick and choose. Like, so many people have said things about Bronny, and
He can say what he wants to him, but you can't do it on a nationally televised game. LeBron?
yeah, and Stephen
can't
A.
do
Smith,
that.
like, it's one thing to say it to like some random person, but Stephen A. Smith is a journalist. He's been doing it for
A
decades.
well-respected journalist.
He can be loud and a little aggressive, and some people might not like what he says, but I feel like he says the truth.
LeBron wants to have an opinion about everything else. He wants he wants to have an opinion about stuff. So I don't feel like anything that Stephen A. said was like disrespectful when it comes to like fatherhood or whatever. I'm not, there's no, what? If you're gonna stick up for Bronny James, then why don't you stick up for the rest of your teammates when he trashes them? Like, you can't just because it's your son, you can't just stick up for him. Like, if you would have said, I'm not trying. LeBron, you're not the king. Like, he thinks he's the king. He's not the king. So.
Yeah, you have to let your son come in and play just like all the other rookies out there.
He's living
I don't
in your
think he should
shadow.
be getting special treatment just because he's your son.
He's living in your shadow. He's getting the spotlight. So he should just, LeBron, you should just be happy for the spotlight that your son's getting. Just be happy for that. He's getting, Stephen A. is talking about your son. Like, stop playing. You don't confront Stephen A. on the floor. Like, Stephen A. wasn't expecting that. He was standing up. He was probably thinking that LeBron was going to come over, and be respectful from one professional to another, But no.
Well, Steven said I guess they don't have the best relationship.
Well, so what? He took that time to publicly embarrass Stephen A., which was very disrespectful, man. Like, that's not, you don't do that.
At the end of the day, your son is a
You set an example.
professional athlete, and you have to be accepting of criticism. You can take the criticism and you can use it to empower
Set
you
an
to try
example.
to play better, be better, shut the haters up. But at the end of the day, you can be the best of the best, and people are going to talk about you, and you just have to have thick skin and be okay with that.
He wants to be in everybody's business, and when people are in his business, he got something to say. Shut up, dude. Shut up, dude. You tried to rap. That didn't work.
Shots are bright, I got a tan, killer. Try to catch up, it's a waste of time. I grind you hard, let you take mine. Never.
You try to dibble and dabble in everything. You failed in the Space Jam was a terrible movie. You complain when people say you're second best and you'll never be better than Jordan. So that's my opinion. You know, I respect him as a basketball player, but you know, you just lost a little bit of respect as a basketball player when you do stuff like that. Like, that's very unprofessional. You know, you're supposed to stick your chin up and keep rolling, and you know what, shoot a 3 in his face or do something like that. But don't, you know, you don't confront him on, you know, and then stick your chest out like you're big and bad. Like, shut up, dude. You weren't acting big and bad when Stevenson was playing with you on the court. He was playing with you, touching you in, you know, places you shouldn't be touched, and you get out of here, man. You a punk in real life.
I mean, I feel like LeBron, obviously, he will go down as one of the best NBA players of all time, but I don't think he's gonna have the same legacy as Kobe or Michael, in my opinion.
Yeah, and
I don't feel like 20 years down the line, people are gonna be talking about LeBron the way they talk about Michael and Kobe.
And what he did last night was gonna go down in history too.
Yeah,
sticking up for his son is going to go down in history. Sticking up for his son on Stephen A., who's going to go into the Hall of Fame as a sports analyst or journalist.
Yeah. Like, it's one thing if they're saying personal things about your son, but if they're just talking about him as a basketball player, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
LeBron, retire. All right. So
all
now,
right.
What we talking about?
So Suge Knight has filed an appeal. Well, Suge Knight is serving a 28-year sentence behind bars in San Diego for a manslaughter charge that happened in 2015. It was a hit-and-run incident. Suge Knight ran over a businessman. His name is Terry Carter, claiming he was violently ambushed and fleeing for his life. Anyway, he took a plea deal in 2018. And is serving his 28-year sentence. And I guess he filed his first petition, I guess, to be paroled in 2023, citing COVID. And I guess he lost sight in one of his eyes. And the judge ruled that he has to stay behind bars for now.
Yeah, he's not getting out.
Yeah.
He's not getting out, and he's telling stories from behind bars.
Yeah, I wonder if that's kind of real.
On the, what is it, the Blue Couch dialogue.
Yeah.
Or the dialogue. Yeah, he's telling stories, and he's talking about Keefy D, and he's talking about Dr. Dre was in some very unfortunate situations.
He's trying to say that Dr. Dre,
he did the hanky panky with another gentleman.
Yes.
And actually raised his hand to do it. He actually says that Dr. Dre was about that life. So I don't know. People are saying that's not true, which
who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? What do you think? When you look at Dr. Dre, what do you think? Is there spice?
I know that
is there a spice there?
He has abused women in the past. I know that much. So maybe he is.
He abused women?
Oh yeah, remember the documentary that came out about him?
No.
About him being physically abusive and just a real piece of you know what, and everybody was burning their beats and like, remember that? You don't remember that years ago?
No. So Keefy D is trying to get out. I heard he was just in a fight.
Do you think that Keefy D is the one that took part in killing Tupac?
He was in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess he's the only one alive that they have to go after.
Yeah. I believe that his nephew probably did it, but there's stories that there was another guy in the backseat that did it. But
do you think did he order the hit, or
there's people everybody's pointing fingers at each other because Suge Knight, people were actually pointing fingers at Suge Knight.
Well, yeah, because didn't Tupac want to?
People were Suge Knight pointed a finger at Snoop because he said that Snoop was the only one that wasn't there that night. He's like, why wasn't he?
It's all probably. The truth is somewhere in there.
Everybody's name being tossed around, man. It's like, and they all was all friends at one point.
Well, allegedly, Tupac really wasn't making any money. He had a really bad deal, and I think might have been looking to get out of that deal. And maybe Suge Knight found out about it and did the same thing that Diddy did to B.I.G. B.I.G. wanted to leave.
People were saying that, but then you know what Suge's defense is? That he still got a bullet stuck in his head from that night.
Oh, was he in the car? I forget.
Suge Knight?
Yeah.
With Tupac?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Forgive me. I'm having a blonde moment.
He was driving the car.
So, yeah. Okay, then it wouldn't make sense for Suge to set that up.
Car. I don't know. You never
I don't know. Maybe.
You never.
Maybe they're like, don't aim at me. Aim at the passenger.
Yeah. So Suge's not getting out. He's telling a lot of stories from back there. Calling the art of dialogue and sharing his side of the story and pointing fingers and, you know, even Whack 100's thrown in there. Whack 100 is...
When is he not thrown? I believe Whack 100 is an informant. Yeah. I believe that. He knows everything. He knows everybody's business, everybody's paperwork. I believe he's an informant.
You never know what's going on in these YouTube streets, though.
It's so obvious.
Everybody's tied in. Like Adam's just sitting back and he's like the ringleader. He's just like, just letting things unfold.
He definitely takes advantage of like gang wars or beef or whatever, because he'll sit there and call the person that person is beefing with.
Brick Baby said it himself that when he came home from prison, like 75% of his homies didn't like him because of the gentleman that had killed Nipsey Hussle.
That was like his best friend, right?
They were more like brothers. Mm-hmm. Like he was the baby, and the other one was the Lil. Mm-hmm. You know how they doing over there in the Crips in the West Coast. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of different podcasts over there, yo. Like there's a lot. There's a lot. Got the Gangland Neem, I believe he's over there on the West Side.
I mean, they're all connected because they all talk about the same stuff.
Yeah, and then you got the that Blood and Crip. It's like they're both on. It's like a Damu Keyway. I don't know. They got a lot going on over there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we got some Sticky Notes merch coming to you guys.
Yes, we do. We'll let you know when that happens.
Talk to
Vintage Trendy.
Yeah, and they're gonna get a crack and get the website. They're gonna give us the link and we'll put it up, and you guys can get your Sticky Notes podcast t-shirts and some hats and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So thank you guys for supporting us, and we have 102 subscribers right now, so we should have like 102 likes on this video.
Yeah, we should.
Like, for 102 subscribers, we should have 102 likes.
It doesn't hurt to just press a button.
Nope, it doesn't hurt, you know. So thank you for tuning into this lovely episode of
Sticky Notes Podcast.
You hear the